took off.
You better work.
Hey guys, it's Lenny. Today I'm going to be doing a video in order to share with you guys some ideas and tips on how to do well in a job interview. One of the things that I'll be sharing with you is what type of makeup to wear, what outfit to wear in order to look professional, and what to do and say during and after the interview. If you want to make sure you get that job next time you go to an interview, then keep watching. Okay, this is outfit number one. As you can see, it's really conservative because of the colors. I'm wearing this short sleeve jacket because with the weather here in Miami, I don't think I would want to wear long sleeves, but it looks very professional. It's a dark color. I'm wearing these black working pants, no jeans, and I'm wearing closed black shoes. And for jewelry, I'm keeping it very simple, as you can see. I'm wearing my watch, which I always wear, and very simple bracelet, and very simple earrings as well. Okay guys, this is outfit number two. As you can see, this is a little bit more professional, more conservative because of the long sleeves, and it's completely black. Okay, I'm wearing the same black pants, a white cami, and black closed shoes. Well, now that we covered some of the things that you can wear in order to look professional for a job, I would like to go ahead and cover makeup. First of all, for makeup, you need to make sure that you keep it toned down. For example, this makeup that I'm wearing, it's a really light color on my eyes. You don't want it to be too colorful. The look that I'm wearing is just light and a little bit of dark brown, so just neutral colors. My eyeliner, as you can see, I didn't go too crazy with my eyeliner. I just underlined the top of my eye, but I didn't do the tight line or my waterline. I kept it simple. Okay, my lipstick is also really light. Okay. Now the next question is, what type of perfume should you wear to an interview? First of all, you don't want to wear anything that's too strong or that's too scandalous, like I mentioned earlier. You want something that's light. You might be in a small room with a person who's interviewing you, and you don't want the smell to be too strong. So some of the perfumes that I recommend, or any that you have that are light, for example, Eternity from Calvin Klein. This has a really light scent. Or the one from Paris Hilton. Or my favorite one, which I've recommended in a bunch of my videos, Cabotin de Graisse. Really light scent. It's not something that people are going to consider as being too strong. So remember to keep it toned down. Okay, the next question is, what should you take with you to the interview? One of the things you should get is a folder. Okay, you might be giving this folder to the person, and you might keep it. What you want to take in this folder are three things. First of all, an extra copy of your resume. You probably already sent your resume to this person, and they probably already have it, but just in case, take an extra copy. It will happen, because it has happened to me. You go to an interview and the person is looking around their desk for the resume, and it looks nice when you just pull out your resume and say, oh, I brought an extra copy. It just lets the person know that you focus on detail, and it's a nice way of letting them know that you really care about this job and you're well and prepared. Another thing you want to take is a copy of a reference page. On this page, you will have at least 3 or 4 individuals with their contact information. So it can be people you've worked with in the past, maybe teachers, professors who know you well and can talk about your character. And the other thing you want to take is copies of any degrees or certificates that you might have obtained at school or in your past jobs. That's if you have any. If you don't, then don't worry about it. First of all, one of the things you need to make sure is that you arrive to the place on time. If your job interview is at 10 o'clock, well then try to be there at least at 9:45. 15 minutes early, and that way you're not nervous and you have some time to sit down and relax. While you're waiting in the waiting room, please do not text or talk on the phone. Because although you think they're not looking at you, they're not analyzing you, they might be looking at you. If they see you texting in the waiting room, you're going to give them a really bad impression. They might think, well, if I hire this person, they might end up doing this while they're working. So keep your phone away. It might be a sacrifice. You might have to wait a really long time, but just sit there patiently with a smile once in a while. If people pass by, you don't want to look too upset or nervous.
You better work.
So if you finally get called and you walk in to meet the person for the interview office, make sure that you greet them with a smile and that you give them a firm handshake. I know you're going to be nervous and they might not approach you. Sometimes people are rude, but you don't have to be the rude one. You are the one with manners. So make sure that if they don't approach you, you approach them first, give them a firm handshake and greet them and say, nice to meet you, and whatever their name is, okay? And let them know what your name is. My name is, okay? Remember, it's all about setting the tone at the beginning. The next thing is, do not sit down until they tell you to. That's just part of having manners. It's really rude if you just walk into their office and sit without having them inviting you to take a seat first. Now the next thing you guys are probably wondering is, what questions are they going to ask me? I know we all think about it. We get nervous thinking, oh my goodness, what if they ask me something really hard and I'm stuck and I don't know what to say? Well, there's no way of knowing exactly what they're going to ask you, but it's a good idea to rehearse a little bit before you get there, just some general questions. And a question that they tend to ask in almost any interview is, tell me a little bit about yourself. Now, for some people, that's an easy question to answer, and for some, it's very difficult because some people have a really hard time with open-ended questions. I love that question because that question gives you an opportunity in a nice way and professional way to show off and let them know about all the good things that you possess. And that, of course, you get the opportunity to tell them about your past experiences where you've worked. And if you haven't worked, well, let them know about your experiences at school. If you've been able to do anything at church or with your family, that lets them know what a good future employee you might be. And also you get to talk about your character. That's where you say, for example, well, I'm a very punctual individual. And they might think, did this person get here early? You can also say, I'm a reliable individual, I'm hardworking, I'm a perfectionist, I give 100% to everything that I do. And of course, don't just give them a list. You're gonna briefly tell them why it is that you believe you're all of these things. If this is a job that requires you to work with other people, then I'm a very social individual. I love working with other people, and so on and so forth. Another question that it's very likely that they will ask you in an interview is, why should I hire you? You'll be like, oh my goodness, I don't want to brag. I don't want to come across as a show off, but hey, they asked a question, so you have to tell them. So you might be able to say, well, in my past experience, I was able to work as a, and you might compare and say how your old jobs had similar things that you will be doing in this new job if you are hired. And once again, you bring out your characteristics. Because I'm such a social person and this job requires me to interact with other people, I know that I will do well. And you get to say whether I'm a very punctual individual and I know this job requires someone who's reliable, someone who will be here on time every day, and that's the type of person that I am, and so on and so forth. Okay, so remember to focus on the positive things. And I know earlier I mentioned that you need to wear makeup that's toned down, an accessory, an outfit, but the best accessory that you can take to an interview is a smile. But remember, you don't want to do it, you don't want to come across as too bubbly or cheesy, just something natural. Okay, so you're getting near the end of the interview, and one of the things that you should expect towards the end of the interview, they will ask you, do you have any questions for me? And ask at least 2 or 3 questions. So you don't want to think about the questions before you get there, because on the spot you might be too nervous to think of a question. But you can ask, for example, well, what type of person are you looking for to fill this position? You can also ask, what do you feel is the most rewarding aspect of this job, or the most difficult aspect of this job? Something simple like that. The good thing about asking questions about the job towards the end of the interview is that it lets this person know that you're interested in this job and that you seriously want to know if you consider yourself a good fit for the position. Once you're completely done with the interview, remember to thank the person for the interview. And once you're done, get up and give them a firm handshake and just let them know that you hope to hear from them soon. Once you get to your house, you think you're done, but not quite. There's one more little step you want to do, just to leave a really good impression.
You better work.
You want to find the person's email and send them a short, professional email just to thank them for having given you the opportunity to interview for this position. When you apply for a position, many people, sometimes even hundreds of people apply. So when they select you, you should consider yourself lucky. So you should at least thank this person. So that's a perfect way of ending your interview, by sending a thank you email. Bye guys.